My name is Grant Cummings. I'm doing my presentation for my Firefighter 2 final. I did my presentation on motorcycle safety and the things that happen. I have the general safety gear, injury rates, personal stories for people that I know that had injuries. I'll give you all these pamphlets to look at.
Thank you. Gracious.
So one of the biggest issues with motorcycle riding are injuries. 72% of all motorcycle crashes are head-on incidences, and most of the time the rider does not make it out of that situation. But a lot of the other injuries that you can get from motorcycle crashes can be happening from left turn incidences, side swiping, lane splitting, hitting a fixed object, high siding your motorcycle or low siding your motorcycle. And one thing that I go back to all the time when I'm talking about motorcycle injuries is all of these can be prevented if drivers just pay attention to the road and they don't have to change lanes without looking one direction or make a left turn without looking in a certain direction. I had a statistic down here that says in 2017 it was estimated that 89,000 motorcycle crashes happened, and out of those 89,000, 5,100 people died in 2017. I have some pictures of some incidences, but these aren't as serious as some of the other ones I've talked about. The proper motorcycle safety gear is a full helmet with a full face piece, eye protection, which is that face piece, heavy-duty gloves, heavy-duty jackets, heavy-duty riding pants, boots, gloves, knee pads if you want to wear them. I have a picture down here of an incident where someone slid off their bike and half of their helmet got shaved off because that's where their head ran across the ground. Just imagine if that guy didn't have a helmet on. That would have been his head. So you always have to be cautious and careful when talking about injuries with motorcycles. Some of the personal stories that I actually reached out to some of my friends and family. One of my family friends, he's been riding motorcycles for 25 years, and he almost got into an accident where someone turned left in front of him. But he always wore a safety gear. He lives in Florida where they don't have helmet laws. He still decides to wear a helmet because it's the safest thing he can do. I had another friend who just in Gainesville about 10 years ago, he was riding his motorcycle to work and someone turned left out of a Dairy Queen right in front of him and he T-boned him. He was in the hospital for 2 months. So you really always have to pay attention to motorcycles around you and really focus on, do that double take when you're turning left. Always look left and right when you're doing changing directions like that. I have a picture of some of the gear that most riders would wear. This does include cell phone mounts. Not a huge safety thing, but I understand why they put it there. It's pretty crazy. The 2017 incidences, I looked and looked, I could not find 2018-19 records. So I was going off 2017, but one of the most interesting things I read was that the CDC said that 30% of the non-fatal injuries were to the legs and to the feet. Because if you lay down your bike, first thing that goes down is your leg, and your feet can get caught under the motorcycle and it can really tear up your lower extremities. One thing that people misconstrue about motorcycle riders is all of them are terrible riders because they show off, and they rev up, they do wheelies, do all this stuff. That's only a very small percentage. Most of the people that go out riding motorcycles, they just want to go out and ride, have a good time, and just get to A to B like we do in our big vehicles. But we have a protective steel cage around us, so we got to take it with a grain of salt. So that's motorcycle safety. The biggest thing that I've seen that helps not have incidences on the road is to ride with multiple riders, because then you have more people there to be able to see, to be able to point out. So you just always have to keep situational awareness around motorcycles or just anytime you're on the road. Any questions? Thanks, like and subscribe.